Hey guys, Ricardo here and welcome to another Blog Tech Tips. In today's continued review, guys, I have a screen protector, which is a tempered glass screen protector, and this one is from AACL, and of course the AACL brand. They produce screen protectors for devices such as the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Now, of course, this is my review of this device. I bought this with my own money, and of course, this is just a run through to give anybody who is considering this device consideration whether or not they should get it. Now, please note, due to the fact that the S22 Ultra is very new, it takes a while for most people to get these things in hand and to test them out. So of course, this is not per se a direct recommendation to say get this one as it's good. This is just a test. I have no preconceived notions. And of course, due to the time when I purchased these, there were very little reviews as the units were just going out. So of course, it's tend to be hit and miss when you're having a new device release. And of course, you run into screen protectors and cases. And of course, you do take that risk as I have here. And the reviews are rolling in for these. I've seen less than stellar reviews. So of course, I do not like to have preconceived notions, but of course, what I'm going to do is to go into this with an open mind, but do note that we kind of have a negative influence kind of pushing. So this one is either hit or miss. So I'll bear that in mind, but I will not allow it to influence my review. All right. So do bear that in mind. So do not purchase just because you've seen it here until you hear the final conclusion that I have made after I've tested this out fully. All right, guys. And of course, it says AACL up there. It says protector, screen protector. And this is anti-water according to the claims on the box here. Fully round edges. It's anti-dust. Delicate touch, anti-shatter, and of course easy application. And that's why I chose this one, because of all of these features, including the easy application that it claims to have. All right, guys, it says on here it's permanent protection against scratches and drops, which sounds good in theory. It says anti-fingerprint treatment, excellent resistance to scratches, ultra thin design, nice again, and of course keeps touch sensitivity, contrast, and brightness up. It's quick and easy installation without air bubbles, trouble-free removal without display damage, compatible with all protective covers. And of course, that's another reason why I chose this, as it says it's compatible with all covers. And that's another thing you'll run into trouble with when a device is new, like the S22 Ultra, is that most screen protectors have not been tested with cases, and you can't figure out what is screen friendly or not. It does show you includes screen protector, microfiber cloth, dust remover sticker, cleaning wipes, installation guide. And of course, we like that it comes with two. So of course you can try this out. All right. So as I said, hit or miss, due to traditionally I've bought these before and it's always hit and miss. All right. So let's see if it does work out. All right. So right away, guys, I open up the case and you do get a bunch of stuff in here. Oops. All right. So here we go. We have this cool tool, and I think this is like a squeegee type thing to get it in smoothly. We have the cleaning wipes, both wet and dry, two, since you have two screen protectors. Dust remover to remove dust, so make sure nothing is under the screen. And of course, they give you two, so you can either mess up one, or you do get the additional benefit of having a second device with this. And it does say here, screen protector installation guide. It runs you through, and it gives you a breakdown on tips and so on. All right, so right away, guys, we get the glass itself, and we do get two, as we said, are indicated. All right, and I love that we got this frame. Now, in case you do not know what this frame is, it's a frame that's going to make the installation easier by centering everything. This is always welcome, so this is a very nice touch. So I'm gonna put that down, and let me slide this back in, and let's look at the screen protector itself before even attempting to install it. All right, it gives you tips on here as well. All right, so I'm gonna slide this out. All right, so first thing I notice, guys, this is super thin, and you do get the protective sheeting on the outside and on the inside. And of course, one of the things I noticed, guys, these bezels are super thin, and of course it looks relatively clear, especially with the plastic on, which is nice, and you get those thin bezels. It feels like glass, but of course it's very thin and lightweight. Now, of course, so far so good, but the true test will be in placing this on the phone. All right, so I'll come back when I actually start the process and give you the full review. And this is both a review and an installation guide and unboxing. So it's an all-in-one mashup for this particular case. All right, so I'm in the things here. So we'll come back whenever we are up. All right, guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and install the screen protector. And of course, you'll see all the stuff here, including the instruction. And the instruction gives you step by step as what to do. Now we'll be back when the screen protector is on the S22. Okay. All right, guys, so of course we have I've installed the screen protector. Just a few tips. I've not placed the case back on this as yet, so let me go ahead and try to show you what it would look like. Let me just get the light, see if I will improve the light in the room. All right, guys, so go, as you can see here, there you go, the screen protector is on. And of course it does come with a lot of stuff. You can check out how it lays on nicely so far, and a lot of people have been having complaints, so I've taken my time to actually apply this as best as possible. So I've taken my time, I've repeated the process. You can see the area for the fingerprint scanner here. Again, there has been a squeegee tool that they use on the fingerprint area. You do get wet dry wipes. I've used the wet, then used the dry. I've used the lint remover to remove the sticky. I've seen no bubbles so far, so everything is on. And of course, I'll be using this case here. I have a separate review on it. This is one of the best cases you can get. It allows for screen protectors, although I do not know if it will work with this one. So I'm going to test all of that out. I'm just allowing it to dry properly to adhere to the screen before I apply anything else to the phone. I'll keep you updated. Alright, guys, so I have installed the case, and of course, although this is about the screen protector, guys, this case is really superb as it does support screen protectors, and this one is fitted exactly. I'll try to show you here. Notice the screen protector, and notice the lip of the case. So I do highly recommend this case. I have a separate unboxing and review of this case, so do check it out. All right, back to the screen protector. As you can see, guys, it's on. I don't think I got one hair bubble. The package and installation was okay. Just make sure you take your time and follow the instructions, and I did give it time to dry. Now for the test. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna power this on. As soon as I power it on, I'm gonna also test the responsiveness and so on. All right, guys, so the phone is back up. Right away, the fingerprint is not detected. That's normal. You'll have to re-add the fingerprints. So far, I like the effect that it gives the screen. It makes it look very crisp, and of course, it's very now glossy. Kind of gives it a pop, and it's almost as if you're wearing nothing. All right, so far so good. And of course, I'm just gonna do the final setup. So I'm gonna put in the fingerprint. And when I place in the fingerprint, guys, I'm gonna come back and tell you how responsive it is. All right, I'm gonna do that right now. All right, guys, so I've added the fingerprints, and I'm gonna test. There you go. And just a few pointers. Make sure you had the main finger that you use at least twice. Scan it twice, meaning add it 2 times. It increases the sensitivity, so it will detect it easier. Let's try the one that I added once, which is this finger over here. So I added this one only once. All right, not bad. And I just press. Sometimes when you're pressing as well, do not lift too quickly. Press with a relative amount of pressure and then hold. And of course, so far not bad. Let's try one last time before. And that was a light press. So press and hold. Yeah. So not bad so far. I've also turned on touch sensitivity. It was recommended that we turn off animations, but I don't think so. So I'm gonna leave animations on. So I only turn off touch sensitivity. So let's see if it's responsive or responsive enough. So of course it responds to swipes, and of course not bad. All right, let's try calculator, and of course. All right, not bad. And let's try some typing. All right, so we're going to try some typing. And we'll say this is a simple test. All right, so this is a simple test. Not bad so far. It seems to be getting inputs. I'm going to try stuff with the edges. So I have something on the edge here, which is the drawer. So I'm going to slide out. All right, not bad at all either. So let's try again. All right, good. So I can actually get to the edges. And let's try from this edge. All right, not bad. Let's try again. All right, let's try from this edge. Okay, not bad at all. All right, and of course the buttons are working fine. All right. Okay. All right. So guys, so far so good. Overall, it goes on nicely with the frame. The frame makes it easier to put on with a perfect alignment. A note about the frame: make sure you don't put it on upside down. There's a notch here. I think I placed this at the top. I'm wondering now if it's actually placed correctly. Oh yes, it is, because it does say up. So do watch out for that when placing, so you do not misalign. Also, notice here, and I could just test out the front camera. Forgot that one, guys. So let me go ahead and give the front camera a test. All right. So I'm seeing no obscurity in the front camera. The front camera is working just fine. All right, so I'm gonna close that as well. So far so good, guys. Everything is in. You just have to simply re-add your fingerprints and take your time when installing. One of the complaints that I got from some users is that they were saying that after a time it started to lift. In terms of that, if I've seen that, I'll add that in the top comment and pin it if I see it happening any at all. All right, so far I would say initial impressions are okay. No wondering about the reviews on Amazon. No, I bought this with my own money. I'm not promoting this product. Even right now, let me just say that I am going to watch this product carefully. I'm not going to even put a link in the description. I don't want anybody to purchase it and then have issues. So I'm not going to put a link for this one. But so far, my initial impressions are okay. And I'm going to ease in myself within this. So if you have any direct questions on this as to whether it works or not, or works well, I'll tell you if you ask. So you can ask your questions. And of course, if you need the case, which I highly recommend, I have a separate review on that. I'll link it as well in somewhere around here, or you can ask. All right, guys, so I'm going to end the whole tutorial here. I'll also have a review on the website. There I'll have direct updates, so you can also check that out as well. All right, so this is Ricardo from Blog Tech Tips, saying bye until next time. Bye.